Hello everybody, I am Clint from Princecraft RV, and this week I am shooting a few videos at our Houston location off the Gulf Freeway. So it's a little bit tight in the space. We just kind of showed up and started shooting without really making many plans, just see it, shoot it. So here it is. What is it? It is obviously a standard looking pop-up trailer. It is a Clipper model. It's the 128. I know it says STLS, but it's a 128 LS with the shower toilet option included. That's the ST and the STLS. So without much further ado, let's go over some specs and numbers and then hop in and take a look. The Clipper 128 LS model is from tip to tail 17 foot 9 inches long. Now that can fit in a standard US garage, but it will be tight. You're going to want to have someone watch while you're backing it in. The travel height is a low 58 inches because it collapses, obviously, but when it is open, the interior height is supposedly 6 foot 10 inches tall. We're going to find out. It has two sleeping areas. One is 70 inches by 80, and that's on the front, and the back is 58 inches by 80 inches, so right about queen size. Okay, so this trailer rides on tires that are ST 185 by 80 R13, so the wheels themselves are 13 inches, tire obviously larger. The tongue weight is a very light 223 pounds, so it's pretty easy to hitch up to and tow around. Unloaded vehicle weight, 2,204, with a cargo carrying capacity of 1,019 pounds. The GVWR on this trailer is 3,223 pounds. The coupler size, if you're looking for your tow ball, is 2 inches, and the fresh water tank is 23 gallons. How about we go ahead and take a look at this trailer? Here we are. I have to admit, even though I live in a fairly hot climate here in Texas, I've always had a thing for pop-up trailers. I think it's because they do feel real open, real campy, real airy, if you will. You have a tent-like experience and then some. Obviously, we have some of these closed, but when all the windows are open, it's such an open, bright, airy, fantastic feeling in pop-up trailers. So I always have a thing for them. I like them. This model has a larger than queen bed in the front. I believe it's 70 by 80, and in the back it's just under a queen size bed at 58 by 80. Really nice mattresses, and this LS model has the shower toilet combo added. That shower toilet combo is right here by the door. Just a quick look. Flips up, and it has a button that kind of clips into a strap over here. This would come on the other side. This is your shower curtain, and it runs on a track around here. You have a pretty typical shower head, and you can of course hold it hand style or clip it up here and go shower style. And that is your cassette toilet. It's pretty common in smaller trailers and off-road trailers. Very easy to use. I'll do a quick look. It does have its own reservoir, so it doesn't pull water out of your fresh water tank for the trailer as a whole. And then when you are ready to dump the black water tank, and this is the only black water storage on this thing because it's the only place the toilet goes to, it's in this little cabinet down here. So the cassette part of this toilet system, it's an easy system, and it's located right down here. When it's time to dump this little cassette storage tank, you reach under here, there's a little release, and the nice thing is you don't really have to come in contact with the contents of this. Now, I would probably, on a normal situation, be outside reaching into the trailer to grab this and dealing with this. I wouldn't be bringing it into the inside. So let's talk about this system. It's pretty simple. You have an outspout and then this pressure release valve that lets a little bit of air into it so that it doesn't glug and whatnot. You can wheel it to maybe a vault toilet at your campsite, or a sewer inlet, and then you rotate this out and you take off the cap and you just tilt it and let it go. You'll notice on the top here that this valve is closed. I don't really have to come in contact with the contents of the cassette toilet at all. When I pull this out, this closes. When I push the cassette in underneath the toilet system, it opens. So again, I don't have to really come in contact with anything. So I'm going to push this back in, and I actually heard it open the valve. So we're good to go. The lighting in this trailer is pretty good. You have a few of these. I see 3 of them throughout the main cabin area. And then over the beds, I want to unclip this. You have a light and a fan with 2 different speeds over this bed and the one in the back. I'm just going to hook it right back on up here as it was. Obviously you can open the windows and whatnot. I'm going to show you this trailer. I have experience with older pop-up trailers. This one's nice because it has these steel cables that hold this up. So whenever I'm setting this out, I pulled out the beds. I'm not having to go underneath the bed on the outside to put poles into place. It rides on these really sturdy tracks. Real sturdy, real strong, easy to slide out, and with the cable system, I don't have to set up poles to make it rigid enough and safe enough to climb on and take a nap or what have you. So I really appreciate that update. Moving on. For the storage in this camper, let's go ahead and start with this little space under here. This gives you access to the front bin that you can of course access whenever it's all put away. But if you have something that you need access from the inside, just make sure you pack it correctly and there you go. You can grab it from the inside. 110 outlet here, 110 outlet here. They are on a GFCI circuit. They don't have the button on these 2 outlets, but it is able to protect you from that situation. There is storage here as well, pretty good. It goes all the way to the wall. So I would say it's about 2 feet deep by 3 feet. So 2 feet by 3 feet, and it's a good, maybe 18 inches tall. So you do the math, it's a pretty good amount of storage. Alongside your 110 plug, you also have 2 USB ports and a circular cigarette style 12 volt outlet right here. Let's talk real quick about this refrigerator. It's a 12 volt compressor style refrigerator. It cools down pretty quickly, stays going off of 12 volt off your battery power. And it's 1.7 cubic foot, and it's pretty handy with, your regular storage bins, drawers, and all that, freezer on the top. Now, you may have noticed it's a little stiff because it's brand new, but it also has, if I put that in the right position, it also has this travel lock system to make sure you engage whenever you're ready to travel. On top of this area, we have our 2-burner stove, and it's a Suburban stove, and your workable sink. It's not terribly deep, but it works just fine. It's hot water, cold water. I believe you have a 6-gallon water heater in this. Do check the video description for all the right specs and whatnot. So let me show you just how this goes, because it obviously has to get out of the way if this entire roof is going to come down, because the roof comes down lower than this area. So I'm going to fold this down and pull this little strap. It's tight right on there. That keeps it from coming up while we fold this over. You'll notice that there's a switch that turns off the lights. It's kind of a kill switch that keeps things going. So it's going to get dark while we show this. There's a leg right here, latches into place, and this whole thing folds down. You're going to notice you have plumbing and wiring here, and this gets it all out of the way for travel. Let's put this back up. Get some light going. Other than the stove and the sink, we have a little bit of storage here. There's a little bit of plumbing underneath the sink. Not much to worry about. But other than that, it's a fairly deep storage. It's about 14, 16 inches deep, and it's open back and forth across, except for the plumbing. You're going to find some switches here, and that's your water pump, water heater, and this is the thermostatic control for the heater. Not for the air conditioner, just for the heater. The air conditioner, which is right above us on the ceiling, that's an option. This trailer does have that option because it's Texas, and that would be terrible not to have it. It is a 13.5 BTU air conditioner mounted right on the roof, and it has its controls mounted right on it. So heater controls, furnace controls, air conditioner controls right on it. Let's move forward a little bit. You have a little bit of flat surface storage right here, and another 110 outlet. In this, you have just storage. Right now, it's got like a connection hose for your outdoor griddle and whatnot, and that's pretty much it. Your fire extinguisher is right beside the door, and you have a few lighting switches like your entry light so you can light up the floor and then your exterior lighting. Over here in kind of this U-shaped dinette area, it's a rather large and comfortable amount of space. Good 4-inch thick cushions, a table that's really sturdy, but it does also fold up, so you can get it out of the way. You can use it indoor, outdoor, not use it at all. You have your options. I'm going to go ahead and slide it out of the way to show you that this entire area could become another large sleeping area. It's about 80 inches across and I believe another 70 inches wide. And to make it into a bed, you just slide out that side and this side the same way and lay down the cushions and it becomes a solid sleeping place. So just imagine taking the kids' friends, all the kids camping, and it could be a relatively wonderful time. Sounds exhausting. A few of the gadgets, gizmos, and storage and whatnot. You have storage underneath this side. And, oh, that's a tight one because it's brand new. And it's all the way to the wall. And I'd say it's about 4 feet wide. So it's a good amount of access there. You have on that side the carbon monoxide and CO2 detector. And you have your GFCI master outlet. So it's a 110 outlet and it does actually have the test and reset button on it. This is your converter. It converts your battery power, or I'm sorry, it converts the shore power coming in to 12 volts. So it can charge your battery and it also distributes power to all the 12 volt outlets on the trailer. Moving along, you have the outlet for the furnace right there. And oh, I guess that's it for the dinette. Let's look that way. Okay, I'm 6'4" and it's a standard tent style thing. It's going to get taller towards the front, lower towards the back, and it still feels pretty open and whatnot. Light fan. This is a teddy bear mattress. Now look them up. They're a very comfortable mattress. They kind of have this, I don't know, whatever they call that soft texture. It's a really pleasant feeling. I like them a lot. Now you may notice this is a pretty solid setup. I'm bouncing the camera, sorry. But I am at 6'4", I'm not a small human. And at, a lady never tells, 230 some odd pounds, I'm not worried at all. These steel cables hold me and so much more with no problem. So I do believe it's time to go outside. That's not embarrassing at all. Well, we're at the outside of a pop-up. It's really standard fare, except for it's just a new build. Easy to lift top. It does have a Keter rail here if you're going to add an awning to it. It has an outdoor griddle. If you've seen anything like the Blackstones, Greystones, and Suburbans of the world, this is a really easy, functional, fantastic system. It does just lift off the side so you can take it and travel. Your gas port is just underneath. It is a quick disconnect. I'm going to show you this access to the outdoor storage space on this side. It is all the way across, but it's really narrow on this side with a small, and then on this side it's like a small L. If you check the B-roll out on this, it's a little bit weird, but fishing poles would work beautifully. So you may have noticed a sticker that says pet friendly. What does that mean? It means it has a small leash holder right here and a beer bottle opener right there for the pet. Before I move on, you may notice there is a full-size spare tire with full-size steel rim, all the same thing. So what you already have on the ground, you can put back on the ground should you need to swap them out. You'll notice there is no support under here because of the cable system. Let's see, where are you? There you are. Because the cable system is holding this thing really well, really sturdy. So again, I like that for setup purposes. With those slides, those metal slides and the cable system, I really do like it. Nice LED lights outside, Keter rail moving along. You'll notice it has pretty good ground clearance for one of these pop-up trailers. Sometimes they don't have great ground clearance. This one, I think is admirable, pretty good. Coming along, a nice handle that rotates out of the way for storage and for travel. 2 steps to get in because it does have that much ground clearance. It makes it nice. Screen on the door. Let me show you how that works. There's a clip at the top, and you just slide this panel down and airflow. Pretty simple, pretty reliable. Okay, let's talk about, there's a little bit of storage on the front bin. Now, because of our situation. It's hard to show the front bin, but we have some B-roll, and you have access from the top, which is underneath the front bed, and you also have access from the side. Also on the tongue, you're going to find the crank that raises and lowers the top. It is not a very heavy top because it is all fiberglass. Not terribly heavy, but very durable. And it's a very easy hand crank, but I like to have like a drill attachment and really make this thing up, down quickly when I want to set up and camp. Why mess around? Let's get camping. Okay, let's talk about what's on the back side, though it's going to be a bit of a squeeze. Yeah, this is a tight squeeze in this small space. Now let's talk about what's on the back side of this trailer. You have the back of your water heater, 6-gallon water heater. You have an outdoor shower. It has hot and cold. And I don't see a key to rail on this side, so you're on your own for setting up a enclosure if you would like one. You have your water inlets on the back, fresh water holding tank, city water, and a outlet from the back of the sink. So this does not have a gray water holding tank, so you're going to have to use an outlet to a travel water tote, or if you want to run into a hose or into the sewer connection at your campsite. You have your 30 amp connector, the back of the furnace back here, and that's pretty much it. It's a very clean backside. I think that's Charmin's department. That brings us to the end of this quick walkthrough tour of the Clipper 128 LS with the ST options on it. The ST is the shower toilet. So it says on the side 128 ST LS. It's a really cool pop-up camper, modern build with nice components, strong slides, cable suspension method situation there. Also, it has the optional air conditioner. So I do like this. Again, these little pop-ups, they kind of speak to, you know, something I grew up with to a degree, and I really do like them. If you're interested at all in knowing more about the Clipper line, whether they be the pop-ups or the little trailers or what have you, particularly about the 128 STLS, do contact us at princesscraft.com. We have them at our Houston location, and I'm sure that they would love to show you and talk to you about them. So again, I'm Clint from Princess Craft, and we will see you next time.